Yo, what is up, everybody? It's again your boy Marcus here from the World Elite Podcast, and I got another video to drop for you for Money in the Bank week. And on this one, we're gonna do top 5 Money in the Bank cash-ins. On the first episode I did yesterday, I did our top 5 Money in the Bank winners, and now I'm gonna do another one. This time it's just the cash-ins. Now, yes, there has been many cash-ins since 2005. It's the very first Money in the Bank ladder match. The majority of the winners, especially for the men, have been successful. There's been quite a few men that were unsuccessful. And for the women's side, yes, 100% of the winners from the women have all won. So let's get down to it. My top 5 Money in the Bank cash-ins of all time. Coming in at number 5, I'm putting a female on this one. Now, yes, I did put Alexa Bliss on my first video that she was my favorite Money in the Bank winner, and she had an amazing cash-in. But back-to-back years, we had a female winner that cashed in the very same night she won, and I had to put this one for the women. So I thought the greatest cash-in for a woman had to have been Bayley in 2019 when she captured Money in the Bank, and on the very same night, she cashed in on Charlotte Flair to become SmackDown Women's Champion, taking down the Queen. We all wanted it, and we sure got it. And that put Bayley back on top as champion, I think, for the first time in 2 years. So that was probably the best cash in. I'm going to say cash in because I'm going to throw a bonus in here because I can't leave this out because it wasn't a cash in, but I thought maybe the greatest Money in the Bank moment for the women's side had to been with Becky Lynch and Asuka, because in 2020 Asuka won Money in. She won the Money in the Bank ladder match, but made some changes saying, in this briefcase, you don't win a contract for a women's championship match. You win the title, because that's when Becky Lynch announced that she was pregnant and she was going to go away for a while. And she relinquished the title and just gave it to Asuka. That was maybe the greatest moment to ever happen in the pandemic era in front of no fans. Could you imagine that pop the crowd would have had if Becky announced her pregnancy in front of the fans? So I'm going to put both in that list. Bayley, my favorite female cash-in of all time, but favorite female Money in the Bank moment probably would have been Asuka and Becky Lynch. So moving on to number 4. So number 4 of my favorite cash-ins of all time. I had to put a previous guy I said yesterday's video. I put The Miz, who did win it in 2010, but that Money in the Bank cash-in was so iconic. It was mainly iconic because of Angry Miz Girl, the girl in the crowd that looked pissed off that Miz won the title. I get her problem. Everyone didn't want The Miz as champion. They couldn't stand him. But like I said, in 2010, I was a huge fan of The Miz, and I wanted him to take the title off of Randy Orton. And sure enough, the night after Survivor Series in 2010, he cashed in Money in the Bank, hit the Skull Crusher finale, wins his first of 2 WWE championships. Only one of 2 guys to ever cash in twice, but not be a two-time winner. There was only one true 2-time winner, but you won't mention it on here. But yeah, Miz, my favorite, at number 4 for a cash-in. Top 5 Money in the Bank cash-ins continue. Number 3, I'm going to put Dean Ambrose in 2016, who joined Kane at the time. I think he was only the second guy to win Money in the Bank and cash in the very same night. He won Money in the Bank in 2016. The year prior, his buddy Seth Rollins of The Shield won it. 2 years ago, I'm sorry. I get mixed up with 2014, 2015 shit. But yes, Dean Ambrose winning in 2016, cashed in the very same night on Seth Rollins to become the WWE champion. And what made that night so special is that was the one night where all 3 members of The Shield were WWE champions. Started with Roman Reigns, lost it to Seth Rollins, and then before the night closed out, he lost it to Dean Ambrose by cashing in. So that was a great night. Great moment if you're a member of The Shield, like I was. Coming in at number 2, I'm going to put the very first cash-in, the OG cash-in. I put Edge as my number 1 favorite Money in the Bank winner of all time. I put his cash-in at number 2 because it was special. He sees the opportunity to start a legacy of cashing in when anytime you choose. Like, you don't have to just say, oh, I'm going to wait and do it on this night and plan and prepare for it. You can do it whenever. Remember, John Cena just got done with the Elimination Chamber match, brutally beat up, and before the match was over, Vince McMahon came out and announced Edge is going to cash in Money in the Bank. And that was the night he seized the opportunity and became known as the ultimate opportunist in Edge. Edge did something that just majority of the winners have done over the years. Cash in on someone who's not 100%, not medically cleared, or not injured, or has to relinquish the title, whatever the reason. They never cashed in on a fully healthy person, majority of the time. Number one of the greatest cash in of all time, I think we all know this answer. Millions of people have said it. It's got to be the heist of the century. Seth Rollins, again, he won it in 2014, but cashed it in 2015. He did what nobody else has ever tried to do, except one guy, but you'll hear about it in a future episode. Seth Rollins was the first, as of that time, the first and only guy to cash in Money in the Bank at WrestleMania. He did it in the middle of a Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match that people were getting bored with. Seth Rollins basically stole the title from Lesnar and stole the WrestleMania moment from Roman Reigns, pulled the heist of the century, and did something that we haven't seen again until damn near a decade later when Damian Priest did it previously this year. But Seth Rollins being the first guy to do it at WrestleMania, such an iconic moment, put some life back in that main event, and everybody went home happy. Well, maybe majority of the people did. But yeah, that's my top 5 Money in the Bank cash-ins of all time. Seth Rollins, Edge, Dean Ambrose, The Miz, and Bayley, plus the honorable mention of Asuka and Becky Lynch in 2020 with that moment. Well, that will do it for this special edition. What was your favorite cash-ins of all time? I guarantee you everyone in the comments are going to put Seth Rollins on that list, but I want to see your top 5 or even more. Put them in the comments below, and I hope you guys are ready for Money in the Bank as I am. It's only a couple more days, people.